what's up?
It's an intro. That was dope as hell.
That was though.
I was like, I got this.
Ah,
I'm very excited. Hey, everybody! Welcome to the Hitbox podcast.
welcome.
I'm very excited. I was gonna say exciting. I am also exciting. I am also Demo Demon from NextEv Media here with Cyborg WTF, also known as Zach from NextEv Media.
What's up?
We're here.
I know, it's exciting. The first one.
Oh yeah. I'm just like looking over at the screen. I'm like, is everything working? Did I do it right? Oh, I guess an introduction again. It seems like every podcast I do where I'm on, I have to do an introduction.
Hey, we always want to introduce new people.
I am, of course, like I said, Demo from NextEv. I am the co-owner and content creator at NextEv and manager, I guess.
I am Zach, also known as Cyborg WTF. I am now the co-host of the Hitbox podcast with Demo. I do some stuff with NextEv Media as well, but my main platform before this was streaming on Twitch, which I cannot do anymore, unfortunately, due to some internet issues with upload speeds and some other issues. But I'm able to do stuff like this for now, so we'll make it work.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm very excited. We are streaming right now on the First Angel Media YouTube, the First Angel Media Facebook, and my Twitch channel.
Awesome.
I had to make sure I linked it up to there. So, and we'll probably be on the NextEv YouTube in the middle of the week because I want to make sure it's on the First Angel Media stuff first, and then midweek I'll put it on NextEv, and that's my plan of how we're gonna do it. Oh boy, I'm so jittery right now. Like, oh my god,
It's
it's
Hive, dude.
happening!
We've been planning this for almost a month now.
Yeah, I'm just like, on my end, it's been more than a month, but I'm just like, to you, it's about a month. Yeah,
Yeah.
this past few months, I've been slowly making the intro and doing other things. I've just been so busy that I'm like, okay, get around doing this podcast thing.
Huh?
Oh my god, I love your chair.
Thank you. It is old and run down, but at least what the camera sees is still polished and looks good.
I'm just like sitting here. I woke up about like I think it was 12:11 or something. I'm like, I don't want to say its name because I don't want it to go off, but I'm like, Echo, what time is it? And I'm lying in bed and there, it's 12:11, and I'm like, okay, I guess I should probably get out now and dig for this camera, because what you can't see on this side of me is 8,000 pads and just dubby container and
Heck yeah.
wires from me just pulling stuff out of my closet, being like, "Where's this camera?" Because I love that sponsor camera. If it's completely dark in here, it lights up the room by itself without a light, which is weird.
Yeah, that's kind of what mine does too. I have zero lights on except for a small dim ring light in front of me, and it is dim, like turned to like as low as it can go, and I'm still like almost washed out.
I got a big ring light up here, and then another light over there that's on, and then my studio light way in the corner of the room behind me. So it's probably gonna get hot in here. But I was like, this camera doesn't do that. But the problem is with that sponsor camera is that its saturation cranks up way too much, and it's weirdly like washes everything out and makes all the colors pop way too much, a bit too
Yeah.
much. Just looking around, make sure I'm monitoring everything. So what are we talking about today? I was
Well,
like, I'm just gonna go with whatever you picked for the news.
um, I just picked some general news that I found over the last week. I went to Gamerant and just chose some interesting, a few little things, and this is one thing that I didn't have to go to Gamerant for because this is my expertise. This is where I used to stream a lot, and it's with Smite. And everybody knows back in 2020, COVID hit, and almost every company stopped Worlds. Then it happened again. And then it happened again with Smite Worlds, and the entire community went up in an uproar. There was a hashtag Worlds with Fans where everybody was protesting Hi-Rez's decision to make Worlds virtual again. It was like the number 3 trending thing on Twitter, and Smite is not as big of a game to be able to go number 3 trending on Twitter, if it explains how in an uproar the community was. It was sorry, the puppy's going crazy.
I'm just like, it's such a good boy.
But yeah, the whole community is just extremely upset. Like, I didn't go the first year that I played Smite, but from every year on past that, I went the next 2 years, and it was some of the best gaming experiences of my life.
I always wanted to go to one of those like big tournaments for just anything. Like I've been watching Rocket League recently.
Rocket League is awesome.
I'm weird about it. I'm all weirdly political about Rocket League.
Weirdly political.
And they did a protest thing one year at a convention to where they did a developer talk room or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they said as in protest to like rights or something, they said, "Oh, if you're a white male, you can't attend our talk." As like a weird protest thing, and I'm like, well, that's just what?
Yeah, why would you say that? I don't know.
I was just kind of like that. I see what you're going for, but you
Right.
didn't nail it.
Yeah, I agree.
So I was like, I stopped playing Rocket League for like 3 years.
Oh, I'm sure that would have done the same to me. Yeah, that definitely. I would have been rubbed the wrong way too.
I was just like, you didn't. Bad take, Rocket.
Agreed.
League. So I quit playing for like 3 years, and I'm just now getting back into it again.
The only things that I've ever been to is I went to a CSGO major. I can't even tell you how long ago. Maybe like 2015. It was a long time ago. And then I've only been to 2 Smite Worlds. That's the only big gaming events I've been to. And it was the best the best gaming experiences I've ever had in my life. Like, I love playing games. I love streaming. They're great. But going to the event yourself and meeting those people that are in your chat that know your face and you don't know theirs, and somebody taps you on the shoulder like, "Hey, you're Cyborg, right?" Well, yeah, what's up? Like, it's mind-boggling.
And then being a lot with music, so
it's awesome.
Like, people that listen to you are just like, "Oh, demo," and I'm like, I always gotta be, or most of the time, not always. I'm like, "Hi, I'm sorry, I don't know you."
Yeah, and it opens your eyes. Like, these people know me by my face, and I've never met you in person before.
Yeah,
it's just
mind blowing. It's the best.
Yeah. But this news was very unfortunate timing because Smite also did something that was very good in news, but I have a feeling that the sales are not going to be as good because a lot of people are not going to buy their in-game currency system because of this world's news. They just collabed with Nickelodeon again. And we've got like
Avatar event.
no, we've already had the Avatar event. We've had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles event. Now we have like a Danny Phantom event and a Rocco's Modern Life event.
Oh my god, I need to download it and get the
Yes.
Danny Phantom stuff.
It's awesome.
Oh, a big Danny Phantom thing.
So
He's here to support. Well, thank you, Hunger.
thanks.
Hunger is one of the people that works at one of my sponsors, Blinks. I'd have my sponsor jersey thing going on right now, but Erica was wearing it, and I don't know where she put it.
If I had $1 for every time it happened.
It's been her comfort wear the past few days.
Yep.
Throws on the jersey, and I'm like, I told you it was comfortable. She's trying to downplay it. She's like, it's all right. And I'm like, nah, fam. That
The polyester is just so soft on your skin.
It is. It's the best. Like, I've been trying to keep it as pristine without needing to wash it 800 times. So like, I've had it on, and people are like, people are gonna think I'm like this dirty person who wears this one jersey all the time. Underneath the jersey, I keep swapping shirts. So I have a different shirt like every other day underneath the jersey, but the jersey is all you see.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love it so much, I'll never take it off.
But is there anything that you found?
God of War got a release date finally. The
Good.
Ragnarok, and
Awesome.
November 9th, 2022. And I'm very excited. I don't own a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation 4. I don't even know if it's going to be on PS4. I think it is. But
God of War shouldn't be exclusive to PlayStation anymore. I can play it on Steam.
Technically, yeah, with the Steam Deck, yeah. And or I guess Steam in general, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think their plan, from what I could gather, is it's going to be PlayStation exclusive, and then like 2 years later or a year later, they'll have like a PC port more than likely.
Gotcha.
So, but I watched the first game be played a ton on YouTube, and I just go through because like it. Trying to avoid spoilers if you're one of the like 10 people in the world that have not played God of War, the newer one, the remake sequel.
I've not played it all the way through, but I have been working on it.
But there's a twist at the last 5 to 10 minutes that I'm like, oh my god! So I have to I watch every Let's Play to see that reaction of that last 5 to 10 minute here's a reveal thing that they hit you with, and everybody goes, what? No way!
Oh man.
So
I'll look forward to it.
Yeah, so I'm like, I've been avoiding just in case anyone hadn't, I'll avoid that. But yeah, I'm excited for the new one, mainly to watch people play it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I was like, I don't have a PS4 or a PS5. I used to have a PS4 many, many years ago.
Yeah, same.
And
I got rid of all my consoles.
my Sony account got buggered into, so they spent a bunch of my money on games, and the game that they bought, the $60 one, definitely that they bought, was Death Stranding. And I'm like, listen, if you're gonna hack my account and take my money, buy a good game.
True.
I was more insulted that they bought Death Stranding with my money that they stole my money, and I was very upset about. I was like, I don't want Death Stranding's on my account now. I don't want that.
Right. Did Sony at least help you get your money back and refund you and stuff?
Yeah, it was shockingly easy. Normally, I know they're not good with that type of thing, but I was just like, oh god. So I don't know. I sold all my stuff, and my account's been inactive.
Good. In other news, I believe that Elder Scrolls 6, the new Elder Scrolls to the series of Skyrim, has now been announced. And
Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls is the series
Ri-
for the Elder Scrolls.
right, you know what I mean. Terribly worded.
Yeah,
Terribly worded.
Skyrim.
I guess what I mean is the sequel to Skyrim.
Yes.
There we go. Better worded. But yeah, that is now, I believe, announced or has a release date.
I know Starfield had a release date. I'm gonna Google Elder Scrolls 6. Welcome to the Google show, everybody. Elder Scrolls missing from Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 6, and Diablo 4 coming that. Okay. Bethesda confirms Fallout 5. I don't see a release date.
I was talking with some coworkers last night about anything that they were excited about. And one of them was like, Elder Scrolls 6!
Yes!
Like, yes!
Yes!
And I was like, all right, we'll talk about it a little bit.
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, yeah, Starfield's gonna be cool and all, being like Fallout / Elder Scrolls, but in space with their, I forget what they said, like over 1,000 planets or some shit like that to explore. And I'm just like, oh, that's cool, but it's not Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah. So it looks like it's been announced with no release date.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. I'm gonna get judged. I've never played Skyrim for more than 15 minutes. I've been shamed. But growing up, I was always more of a multiplayer competitive kind of person rather than a single player person. And I just never took the dive because obviously there's a huge, like you're diving into a pool and deep diving and you're gonna get stuck. I didn't want to do that while I was like heavy playing Call of Duty growing up, and I just never put the time into it. And I've thought about it now that I have my Steam Deck. You know what I mean? Like I have a Steam Deck and I can download Skyrim and just dive into it on nights
That is such
that
a
I'm bored.
how do I say this? You're not meaning to do a transition into certain news, but you're doing a transition into certain news because 4 hours ago, article got posted. Skyrim Together, the multiplayer mod, after years of development, has finally been released.
No way. That would almost make me want to play that. Like download it right now.
It says Skyrim Together Reborn has already been tested with over 30 players in a single server, so you could play Skyrim with up to 30 people or more, even though I don't know why you would want to.
That's crazy though. That's a big thing. Because I mean, Skyrim still has a huge player base.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like I'd play it maybe with like 3 people.
Yeah.
I don't know about playing Skyrim with 30 people.
That'd be hectic.
That would be a lot, yeah. And I'm just sitting here like, I got it on PC. I want to jump into that again because I had the mod installed. I just haven't booted it up in over a year because they were in development hell on that mod.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I need to download it and start working on it.
Oh, it's so worth it. I get lost in Skyrim. Like it's just every few years I'll get into like a Skyrim binge where like 3 weeks I'm just like,
That's what I mean.
here's my new character. It's time to become an alchemist and make all the money and build a house and live my best life.
Yep, that was what I meant. That Skyrim binge that everybody talks about. Like, I was not ready to plunge, and I just never took that plunge. But I need to. I really do.
Oh man, I hope Elder Scrolls 6 is good though, because I'm just sitting here like thinking of my first Elder Scrolls experience at Oblivion, where like, oh, create a character, fight through the prison dungeon, and then like as soon as you walk outside, there was this massive world that I'd not experienced before.
Right.
And because I'm like used to playing like more linear games and shooters, like
Right.
Halo and
Same.
Gears of War, blah blah blah, and then like I get into this world where I come out of the dungeon sewer grate, and I'm like, I look around and I'm like, oh, the game's not telling me where to go. Where the heck do I go? And I'm
Yeah.
like looking at these mountains and stuff. I go down this hill, I swim across the river, I see this ruins, I walk up to it, there's two people sitting at a campfire, and then they beat the ever living hell out of me. And I'm like, this game's great.
Oh, yeah, I need to take the dive. But any other game?
Release dates and whatnot, or
Release dates or exciting news? Anything you
I mean, I'm excited for Starfield, which is just another Bethesda property that's like Fallout or Elder Scrolls.
Gotcha.
Like I said, they finally showed gameplay off. It's Bethesda, it needs polishing always. It looks a bit jagged, but I'm sitting here like I want to go around and like explore thousands of planets and do mining stuff. I'm like be like No Man's Sky, which everyone's comparing it to, but it's a Bethesda game, so it's probably going to be better than No Man's Sky at launch.
Yeah, No Man's Sky at launch was rough around the edges for sure.
That's when I had my PS4 and I bought it for $5 at a GameStop.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, everyone crapped on this game. Maybe it's not that bad. And yeah, I didn't like it. I was just like, man, it's just a walking game.
But
It's become so much more than a walking game, though.
yeah, I've heard that it's like been a completely different game from the time of release to like today.
Yeah, it's I got it on Xbox now, and I play it every here and there, and I'm like, this is amazing, and they're still giving it updates.
That's what I mean. It's a whole new project than that was whenever it was released.
They're just like, oh, here's mechs, here's this, here's that. They caught up with everything that they promised on release and loads more. And I'm like, yes.
It's awesome. Speaking of what we were talking about with shooters and Call of Duty growing up, I've got to talk about it because it's controversial. Modern Warfare 2, the remake of Modern Warfare 2. I'm excited for it. But you know what I'm also not excited for?
Modern Warfare 2?
The first game to be $70 AAA game. It is $70 on the base end.
Oh, like not even like upgraded for
Nope.
series?
The cheapest game that you can buy is $70.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it is the first game to try to do it, and it is the game to do it with, because think about how much hype revolved around Modern Warfare 2 back in the day.
Because like I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, I know the other ones, the past two that came out have had $70 releases, but that was for them being upgraded because they were like Series X and PS5 enhanced, stuff
Yep.
like that.
You probably got like a season pass with it or something.
Nope. They're just like, here's the game with all the goodie features, like your 120 frames and your blah blah blahs and
Interesting.
4Ks. Is like, if you pay the $60, they're like, here's 30 frames, 1080p. Go fuck yourself.
What?
Yeah. So
We're limiting performance with a price tag now, I guess.
yeah, it's garbage, but I was like, listen, I got the Series X, I'm gonna put it to use. Here's my $70, I guess.
It's worth the extra 10. It really is. The problem is we just shouldn't have to pay that extra 10.
We really should. And then I'm like, the excuse is like, oh, games are getting harder and harder to make, so we need to charge more to keep development costs and blah blah blah. I'm like, you wouldn't have to raise the price for developer costs if CEOs like Bobby Kotick and shit like that weren't getting paid $7 billion a year.
Oh, it's very true. Let the
like the price cut, games could still be 60.
or cheaper.
Yeah, or cheaper. Especially like the microtransactions built into it. Like you're paying $70 for the game, and then you're gonna get it at the store anyway. But here's my COD points. What skins do I want?
I don't think you should be able to allow microtransactions if it's a paid game.
I agree.
Like if it's a free game, give me the patty and I can buy the buns, I can buy the lettuce and the tomato.
Yeah.
But if I'm paying $70 for a game, I should expect the full burger.
Yeah. I agree. And oh, I'm worried and excited because I'm like, I didn't really play Modern Warfare 2. I played the original Call of Duty, I played Call of Duty 2, and then I skipped to Black Ops 1. And then I took like a 10-year gap and then played Black Ops 4 or something like that. So I went from 1 to 2 to Black Ops 4, and then now I've been buying like every other game. So like after Black Ops 4, I eventually went to Cold War.
Gotcha. I didn't buy Vanguard this year. So I heard it was a decent one. I really did. I heard it was a decent Call of Duty, but I didn't want to dump my time into it. You best believe I will purchase this one though.
All I ever do is play zombies.
True. I wonder if this one will have zombies. I don't know if it's been announced or not.
I have no idea.
It's an Infinity Ward game.
So it probably will.
Well, they're usually the one who doesn't. Treyarch is the big zombie developer.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. I get I'm too confused. I don't know why. Probably
Well,
all their studios make Call of Duty, so
here's what I would like to see. So, in addition to the Modern Warfare 2 news, there is new Call of Duty news that was like, it was information more than news released with this. So Call of Duty is now done with yearly releases.
yeah.
They're going every 2 years now. So the next Call of Duty will not be released until like October of 2024. Yes.
Yeah.
So it gives the developer time to put a lot more time into the next game's release rather than rushing it done in a year and then releasing a half-finished game. But I don't know. I'm excited. I was a big fan of Modern Warfare 2. That was like peak Call of Duty days.
It really was. I think one of the things with the bi-yearly release now is the fact that Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard, and they're in the middle of that transaction right now. So
Yeah. But I hope it stays that way. I've always complained about the yearly Call of Duty releases.
yeah, I'll take one every 2 years instead of every year.
That will give me so much more incentive to buy one.
Yeah, because I'll be like, oh, well, why buy one now when they're going to stop supporting it in the next, like, 7 months to amp up for the next release?
Exactly. Like, mid to late summer comes around, and then nobody cares about the game that's currently out because everybody's just like, I'm going to wait for the new one. So, I get your point there.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here like, it's gotten better. I used to be a Call of Duty hater.
Speaking first-person shooters, I know you've probably never touched it, but Valorant.
I've watched people play it, but I have not touched it yet.
That is my game. That is my fiance's game. I've played since the beta, and I love it. It is literally CS:GO, but better in my opinion. Like I've touched CS:GO maybe twice since the game's release.
CS:GO mixed with Overwatch.
It is exactly what I said whenever it released too. It is the best version of the tactical shooter. But you know Shroud, right? Like one of the best aimers in the world. He was at an event with Sentinels, the gaming org, and he was like, "We unfortunately just had this issue happen. We need a fifth player. Will you come play for us?" And he, scratched his head for a second and was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And he's been out of the competitive scene since like 4 or 5 years ago with CS:GO. Like that was the last time he played competitive anything. He just streams now. So he's been putting a lot of time and effort into Valorant, and he's coming back to the competitive scene. And to me, that was huge news. Like I met Shroud, got to shake his hand in person, like got to see him play on a world stage. And the fact that he's coming back to competitive, like that was big news to me. It's awesome to me. So I at least had to talk about it.
I was about to say, because doesn't he stream, but like hadn't done competitive stuff, just normal streaming stuff?
Yeah. And he's still ridiculous at aiming. Like he's still one of the best aimers in the world, but he just streams with the other best players in the world. He doesn't play alongside them anymore.
Right. Yeah. I remember the golden days of esports. I mean, I guess it's gotten better because it's like more acceptable now than it was when I first got into it. Because like I remember watching like Walshy on Halo 3 and and Golden Boy and stuff.
Yep.
Just like and like learning the tricks. Like, oh, like swapping your weapons back and forth is actually faster than zooming out your sniper like menu.
Yep.
I'm like, what? Learning shit like that.
Yep.
I would use that and play in Halo 3 and
and then now we're in a day and age where like when Fortnite was big, we have 15, 16-year-olds becoming millionaires because they're winning.
Yeah.
Times change so much.
Oh man, I would if I was born 10 years later.
Right? I'd be cracked.
Then I'd be prime and be in the good spot to use that.
Same.
I was like, oh, now I'm 30 and I'm old and slow.
My reaction time's not what it was.
Yeah. I was like, I get the only time I can like kick back into my prime is when I drink blinks.
Yeah.
I was like, scoop of that, chug it down. I pop on Halo Infinite. I go on the SWAT or Master Chief Collection. I'm just boom, 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 headshot.
Yep.
And I'll be like that for like 3 hours, and I'm like, okay.
And then the energy drink wears off, and you're like, I can't hit anything now. It's time to get off.
My playing's bad, and I should feel bad.
I want to go sleep.
Surprisingly, it's one of those gamer subs, so it doesn't make you sleepy. I'm just like, oh no, I just suck now.
But that's what I mean. Like you're so disappointed that you suck now that like I'm just gonna go sleep.
I'll go down, play again maybe 3 weeks when I'm done crying my tears at how bad I am because I'm old and slow.
Yep. And then there's like I'll be playing with these like kids in Valorant, and they have a deeper voice than I do, and everybody's like getting to know each other in the game, and they're like, "Yeah, how old are you?" I'm 26. Bro, you're like ancient. I'm like 15. And he's like cracked at the game. Like he flicks. It looks like he has aimbot. But then there's me, and I'm like, I've got to like lock in to be able to even like
perform like that.
Yes.
Like you got to not be talking to anyone in your party.
No.
You're just like here staring at the screen. I got my second monitor in front of me and my Xbox on it. And I'm just like, I just gotta not be talking to anybody in my party, and if I do, it's very vague, and it's just if it is, it's call outs, and I'm like,
yep,
right over here, bam.
We need now that I have a little bit more time freed up. We need to play Fall Guys.
Oh my god, yes, I've been on it almost daily trying to get to the. I think it's like there's 100 levels or something, and like 98 or something is what I want, and it's a Mecha Godzilla costume.
That's awesome.
I need that. So I'm trying to do that before the season ends, whenever it ends. I'm like logging on to it now. You can
yeah, the flashing of the screen.
I'm not doing anything right now, don't you worry. I'm not booting up Fall Guys just to check things.
But I've actually never played it, but I love the concept of it. Like, it's just like a fun ragdoll kind of game where you just have to.
Starring Jelly Beans.
What is it?
It's a game show starring jelly beans.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. It's kind of like Squid Games, but
Adorable.
yes. Thank you.
It's Squid Games, but it's adorable.
And like anybody could pick it up. I mean,
Yeah.
really, what? There's not a whole lot that goes on in the game. You pick somewhere and you jump to it, or you jump over a swinging circle.
It's
I've never.
just obstacles
Yeah.
with like 60 players slowly getting eliminated until one of you wins.
And is it still free?
Yeah, it's going to be free. Epic Games bought it, so now it doesn't have a price tag, so they just filled it with more microtransactions. And yeah, so Epic Games bought it and made it free on every platform except for Steam, because they took it off of Steam to have it exclusively on the Epic Store.
I was gonna say you can't even download it on Steam anymore.
Unless you already had it owned, then no. You can't. You can no longer get it on Steam unless you already owned it on Steam.
I went to go download it on my Steam Deck on the Steam store. The store is still up. It's still up on the store, but it's literally like the install button is gone. Like
Yeah.
not available anymore.
Yeah, that's just crazy to me. I'm like, what? They got an Assassin's Creed event going on right now for it. If you fulfill all their like little mini challenges, you could get a Apple of Eden on your little bean guy's back. They just had a Halo event like a week or so ago, and I got my Master Chief armor from that. You could
That's
win.
sick.
Yeah, you could win like a normal like helmet for the Fall Guy, but you had to buy the like Halo armor if you wanted Master Chief and a Brute and a Grunt. It was like $20, but along with their Assassin's Creed event right now, they got Eivor and Odin from Assassin's Creed Valhalla as buyable outfits for your Bean character.
So when the event happens, is it a free event or is it like a battle pass where you pay for it?
The events are always free. There is a separate battle pass, but the events go on for like 4 to 6 days, and you can, if you like spare like 2 hours or so, you could get them done.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That sounds awesome.
Pull up things. Because I'm curious. I'm like, can I share my screen?
I think you can.
Because I'm like, I know I can't do multiple cameras unless I pay for a thing on StreamYard. So I'm gonna try and pull up my Elgato footage and then show that share screen 4K capture utility. Yes. Oh, I got the overlay on right now. Let me boop.
There we go.
Yeah, so you got little Apple of Eden you can get on your back, and some name things that's just stuff for the event, a little Animus DNA skin.
Oh, I need that. That's sick.
And on the store itself, there's Eivor and Odin.
No way. That's awesome.
So yeah, that's
So good with marketing.
it really is.
Like I've been wanting to play it, but that makes me want to dive into it.
I was like, what's going on for another 2 days and 13 hours right now? So
Like I'd always wanted to play it, but I just never could justify the price tag. Like if it was free, I would have hopped on it whenever it was big on Twitch.
yeah.
I just, I didn't buy it at first. Then it kind of got put on the back burner and I just never bought it. And now that Epic bought it and it's free, I'm like, heck yeah. And that night that you and I were going to like sit down and play, I installed it, was playing something, and then had to go to bed early due to needing to get up early. And I completely just didn't end up playing anything else that night.
Yeah, they have a weird event also with Fortnite right now called Crown Clash, and if you, it's crowns are like there's two currencies. There's a in-game currency, which is crowns, and then there's their microtransaction currency.
Mm-hmm.
But if you complete, it's going on for, as of this moment or this video, 1 day and 14 hours left. If you complete all the Crown Clash challenges, every challenge you complete gives you an item in Fortnite.
That's cool.
And if you complete them all, you get a character. You get a man made of pancakes.
That's cool.
That's,
Thank you
yeah.
for the transition, by the way. But Fortnite also just had something get leaked by data miners.
Oh.
And it's
Oh,
a col-
I think I heard about this. My brother messaged me the other day.
it's a Dragon Ball Z collab with Fortnite. I just think that's sick.
My brother's like, I'm about to spend. He's a big Dragon Ball fan. He's like, I'm about to spend so much money on Fortnite.
Like, I don't even play Fortnite anymore, but I'm buying it.
He's just like, I haven't played Fortnite in a few years, but he's like, I'm about to spend a ton of money to get Goku, and I was just like, all I heard was Goku, but I feel like Fortnite's one of those things where they always have packs, like bundles. So I feel like it's not just gonna be Goku. I feel like they're gonna put like Vegeta and Frieza.
Yes, for sure.
And I'm just like, ooh.
Oh, it'll be cool. It'll be cool to see the Dragon Ball characters in something like that.
I'm wondering what their pickaxe things will be. I'm just like trying to think. I'm like, what would Goku and Vegeta use as like the building destroying pickaxe or whatever in Fortnite with their bundle?
It is a good point.
Oh, they got a Thor pack on here right now. Ooh. They just booted up Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
I was like, they got Thor. Of course they would.
They have like everything.
They do. It's great. I love it. I like the multiversitude to it.
Oh, for sure. That's gonna be a cool game too. I think it's called Multiverse.
Oh, Multiverses, the DC
Yes,
game.
yes. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's gonna be a cool game. Being able to play as like Shaggy and Scooby,
Oh man, I can't wait.
and it's basically just Super Smash Brothers, but with
Yeah,
DC characters.
It's gonna be free to play, and I don't think it's just Warner Brothers characters.
That's right. Warner Brothers, not DC.
They
My
could
mistake.
do whatever they want with the multiverse as long as it's better than Space Jam.
Very true.
Is there's video game Space Jam?
Very true.
Oh man, I want this Thor pack now. I'm sitting here like, ooh, you get the you get Jane Foster Thor, you get normal Thor, and they got fucking cool ass things on them. Ooh, I don't have the money for that. I want it. I'm just like, I'm sitting here trying to think still. I'm like, what would Dragon Ball characters use as like pickaxes? That's because they're all their bundles come with like
Yeah, there's always a pickaxe or a cape plus the character.
yeah, and like maybe like an emote or a fall animation. Like I could see the glider being the Nimbus cloud.
Absolutely.
Like I'm like, yeah, cool. I could see that. And I'm like, or they're just gonna have their flying animation with the
Yes.
wave around them as the falling animation or something. But I'm like, they don't ever use anything. Like I could see it being like maybe an energy beam, but
That's
I'm
kind
like,
of what I was thinking, but that's
I'm
it.
like, how do you make the energy beam solid to where it's believable in Fortnite?
I have no idea.
Like you can't just hold the beam you shoot.
I know, right?
I guess we'll figure it out
Yeah.
whenever it comes out.
Oh,
Oh, I agree. This is exciting. My anxiety's going.
same. Same. We've covered so many topics, and now I'm excited for everything.
Yeah. Smite Nickelodeon collab. Get more into Smite Nickelodeon. What how do you unlock this stuff, or do you just buy them?
And previously they've been battle passes. So, like any other game with a battle pass, you pay the $10 that it is, then you just play the game, and after every like milestone, you'll get a character or a skin. Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one was Smite Nickelodeon.
Because I wanted the Slipknot one, but I probably definitely missed out on that.
So the new one, they're still available for you to buy, but it's not in a chest form anymore, or it's not in battle pass form anymore. Every now and again they will throw it in a chest where you can just go roll the chest for like 400 a pop every time.
Ooh.
Which, yeah, I mean, it gets a little more expensive than buying it up front, but it's still available for you to buy. Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, at first it was just the 4 turtles. Then over time they start adding other, like Shredder gets added, and oh, I'm throwing a blank on his name. He looks like a rat.
Splinter?
Yes, Splinter is in the game now too. There is a like evil turtle that is now in the game. I'm throwing a blank like hardcore right now for some reason. We actually have a turtle in Smite, and they chose the opportunity to put him as one of the characters.
I'm trying to remember his name. It's like Slash or something.
Possibly, but then we've had the Avatar, the Last Airbender. We had that one, which they are still to this day adding characters from it too. Like they had a deal with Nickelodeon where they were allowed to add this amount of skins to the battle pass. Then after the battle pass was over, they could slowly just add like one more into the game, and then they could throw that one more in the chest to make you roll for that chest. Like, yeah, it's a decent marketing scheme to make you spend money in the game, but like whenever it comes to this kind of stuff, this is the type of stuff I'm spending money for. You've got
getting the Smite again. I keep re-downloading it, then not touching it, then uninstalling.
Yeah. It's a frustrating game for somebody who's played for like 7 years now, but it's fun. It's one of the only games of its kind currently. When Predecessor comes out, I feel like they're going to take a lot of Smite's player base.
I don't know what Predecessor is.
Did you know what Paragon was?
I heard of it.
Paragon was another third-person MOBA that Epic killed because Fortnite took off. Paragon's player base, while it was a diehard player base, was not as big as they wanted it to be, and Fortnite was just on this like super fast incline, and they were like, we don't need Paragon anymore, kill it. And they literally closed the servers, and then they sold the rights to the game, like just openly sold. And then there's so many other companies trying to do a remake of Paragon, and there's one that is very highly anticipated, and there's a lot of people who think it's gonna like kill the player base of Smite.
Huh. Well, then maybe it might not be a good time for me to get back in the Smite then.
No, I mean, probably. Like, you could definitely get into this and play like Danny Phantom. Like, it's so cool. So all of the new characters, you got Danny Phantom. I think her name is XJ9.
Oh, yeah, my wife is a teenage robot. XJ9.
Yes. Yes. Then you have Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life. Invader Zim. And I don't know his name, but his head is a toast.
Powdered Toast Man.
Yes.
I'm old.
So that one was like a little bit before my Nickelodeon days.
I grew up on Nickelodeon, so
I did too.
Ren and
but-
Stimpy, Angry Beavers.
Yes, I watched those, but I just that was really early on in my life. Even though I still watch them.
Yeah, not enough to remember it.
Yeah.
The powdered toast man. Oh yeah. He was I think he was like a in show universe thing to Ren and Stimpy. He was always on the TV.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He'd like sell cereal and stuff.
You know what I'm mad about? I'm mad they didn't add a SpongeBob character into this. I'm so mad.
That would be wild. Like I want because they always do like main characters for
Yep.
SpongeBob. They're like, here's SpongeBob, Patrick, Sandy, or Squidward. Hardly Squidward, but I'm like,
There's 7 main characters. You have 5 to choose from.
Krabs.
Yeah.
I want to run around punch people as Mr. Krabs.
Like, and we have a freaking crab kind of person in Smite. I've literally went through this with my viewers. Like, you can put each of the 7 main characters on someone in Smite, and it would make sense. Like, they could do the whole universe of SpongeBob, and they would make millions. I've pitched it. Nobody wants it.
Come on, Krabs. We gotta make mid.
I love. I just love the new standard whenever it comes to crossovers.
Yeah.
Like
Get some
Nickelodeon and Smite.
Yeah. Dude, crossovers these days is like, as a kid, I was like, man, it'd be really cool if, and then just name random crossover.
Yeah.
That's all any company wants to do anymore is crossovers, and I'm like, I'm not complaining.
No, it makes them money. Like, I'm gonna pay to add my Nickelodeon characters in the game that I play. Absolutely.
Yes. Oh man. Speaking of something that's original and hardly does any crossovers, Resident Evil.
Are they doing something now?
They're remaking a little indie game you may have heard. You know, maybe a 4th in a series.
Okay.
Resident Evil 4 remake.
This is true. I literally had it on my list.
It reminded me of looking at your list you posted. I'm like, Resident Evil 4, The game that can sell just as much as Skyrim.
Yeah. It'll sell like crazy.
I'm like, it's destined to fail in my eyes, but I'm still gonna play it and enjoy it.
Exactly. It'll still sell like crazy.
Because I'm sitting here like, it's Resident Evil 4, one of the most ported, beloved games of any franchise of all time. That's like, people are like, any casual Resident Evil player be like, what's your favorite Resident Evil? They're all gonna be like, I started at 4, 4 is my favorite, 4 is the best. I'm like, 4 is great. I love 4. I love all the Resident Evil games, but 4 is definitely up there. And
It's literally like the old like Call of Duty. What's your favorite Call of Duty? Almost everybody's answer is Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah. What's your favorite Resident Evil? Resident Evil 4.
Exactly. That's why this one's gonna sell well.
And I'm just sitting here like, they got the gameplay footage out, or some gameplay footage, and some trailers and teasers, and I'm like, oh my god, it's I think it's only destined to fail for how beloved it is. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake that came out, and Modern Warfare 2 is gonna sell like crazy, but it's destined to fail for how beloved Modern Warfare 2 is.
Yep.
So everybody's gonna buy it, and a lot of people are gonna hate it.
They're gonna be so stuck on the nostalgia at first.
Yeah.
Then once the nostalgia wears off, it's done.
And it's just like that's the Final Fantasy VII remake thing. Same thing's gonna happen with RE4. I was like, I love RE4, and I know it's not gonna fail, and I hope it doesn't like die off, even though it's a more single player game. So it's like doesn't matter if it dies off, since it's not reliant on multiplayer.
Right.
Know? But I'm like, oh man, I can't wait for people to just complain about this for no reason.
Yeah.
It's like, and this is I heard a weird, interesting. I don't know what to call it. It's not an anecdote or anything, but it's like people are like, this is going to be the first Resident Evil remake where, in like game and weird game in general, where you have the original and it's like super 4K new engine remake, both released on the same console. So this isn't like, oh, if you don't like the new one, just break out your old console and play the old one. No, it's like Resident Evil 4 is on Xbox, Resident Evil 4 Remake's gonna be on Xbox, and he's just like, oh, you could just switch over to the
That's
old game
cool.
on the same console for like one of the first times ever in history.
Yeah, that is cool. I love the way Xbox does that.
The original, and like that's gonna be wild. It's like it's gonna be on like every system. You're just like, oh yeah, here's do it on PS5. Like, oh yeah, I bought the port of Resident Evil 4 on my PS5. I'll switch over to that from the remake because I just feel like, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to unplug and replug systems in.
Exactly. I love the
such
way they do it.
Strange era we live in.
And it's so streamlined.
Yeah, it's so convenient. I love it.
Same. I love that you can do that, but
sound like you got something on your mind.
no. I'm making sure that all of it is off my mind.
We're all overwhelmed by this. Feed us more content.
Yeah.
We're fat in the brain.
I think we've got everything that we wanted to talk about covered in this episode.
Yeah. And we mixed it in with our tangents.
I know, right? And that's the best way to do it.
We still hit under an hour. Oh man. Think this is where we should end it then?
Probably so. I think that hour line is probably good enough.
All right. You gonna say your outros?
Well, I am Zach Cyborg. Thank you guys for watching Hitbox. It's the first one. It's awesome. But thank you guys for watching. And Cody, let's hit it out of here.
Attack.